I want to talk about your poem.
Okay.
I know that you wrote a poem about your mom. Would you read it for us? Is it too hard?
I don't think I could read it.
Okay.
But I did read it at the 10th, and that's how I know I can't read it. Because I couldn't get through it, I don't think, at the 10th. But
How long did it take you to come up with the poem?
I wrote it actually in high school. So where it was the 10th anniversary, I wrote it only a couple years after the crash. I think I kind of started it. It was always started. And then in high school, I had a teacher who told me, you need to get this down. Because he knew I was kind of working on it. And he knew about the crash. And he just said, why don't you write something about the loss? And so he encouraged me to write it down. And so I was finally able to kind of get down some of my thoughts and actually come to an end of my thought. So
Did it help getting them out?
it did, partly because when I got it out, I felt like I had to get it out in a clear way so that when someone read it, they would understand. And so in that sense, I was able to make things clear to myself, on why I felt certain ways. Like I tried to explain weird feelings, in a way that I could myself understand. So.
Was it therapeutic then?
It was. It was very therapeutic at that time. And the reason it kind of brought it up at the 10th is because as every year goes by, it makes more sense to me. It becomes clearer. It doesn't become something where I read it and I think, that's how I felt then. I feel more and more like, this is exactly how it is. This is exactly how I felt, So reinstates that.
So you brought it out today, but when's the last time you looked at it?
Probably then.
10 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I had copies of it because somebody asked me to make copies of it, and so it was filed away. And I did leave, actually just left a copy of it at the. I don't have a clue what happened to it, but I left the original one that I read actually at the memorial, just so that people could read it if it was there, and it's obviously not there now. But
Wind probably took it.
I'm sure it did. But yeah, it was.
When's the next time you think you'll look at the poem?
I don't know. I mean, I looked at it again today, and it'll probably be something that, comes up again every 5 years. I know the next anniversary, the 35th, is going to be a big one for me. So then it'll come up. So, and it'll be a way, I think, for me to explain things to my children. So.
And the 35th is important because?
Oh, the 25th.
25th.
It'll be important because I'll be the same age as my mom. And my kids will be older. And it'll just be, I know it'll be emotional. I mean, just when I figured out that I moved out here the same time she was, I mean, it was just, completely amazing for me. And that's when I started, again, doing the math. I'm like, oh, she was that age. So then in 5 years, and then I started doing the math again. So then I just didn't think about it. But I mean, just coming to that point when it's like all things converge, I feel like that'll be then. But I've got time to prepare for that and get ready for that. And hopefully I have a lot of people to support me and be ready for that. And it could be that that's a great time for a lot of people to come to the same point as me, a lot of convergence. So we'll see.
Let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope. I think that's all I have, really.
All right.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make you upset.
No,
Everyone's been crying on me. It's
No.
such an emotional
That's the thing. I'm not upset.
Yeah.
It's just you don't know what you're going to be emotional about until.
You start talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.